I'm Karen McCarthy and it's time to Karen-ize. Today's Friday when we do some crafting, and today we're going to make these very simple little Christmas trees. I love putting Christmas trees all over my house when I'm decorating for even just winter, so I purposely made these pretty neutral so I can keep them up just for the whole winter. And you'll never guess what I used to make this. So without further ado, let's get into the craft. I love having Christmas trees around my house as decorations for the Christmas season and even into winter if they're not too Christmassy. So I had this left over from a project, just a triangle tree. And then I had this, which is a gnome. And you know, it kind of looks like a funky Christmas tree. So we're gonna change this into a Christmas tree. I have another one if I want to do a gnome, but so this is what we're going to do. I have two different kinds of yarn. I wish I had chunkier yarn because it's going to take forever, but I thought this was kind of cool. And then I have this one just to make some kind of neutral trees. This is yummy. It's very soft. So we're just going to wrap them, and I think I'm going to use this one on the big tree since it's a little bit thicker. Sorry, I've got another project kind of sitting here waiting to have some things dry before I can work on them. So, all right, I'm just going to pull this off. And all I'm going to do, and I'm not going to make you watch the whole thing, I'm just going to start with a little bit of hot glue here. I don't need a whole lot, especially with this because it's not very thick yarn. Let's get that first one started, and then I'm just going to start wrapping. Whoop. I'm just going to put a little bit of hot glue every once in a while just to hold it so it doesn't slip. Yeah, if you do this, get a little bit thicker. It's going to look cool, but get a little bit thicker yarn and it won't take as long. Since I'm covering the back too, I'm going to make sure that it's really doing a good job covering that gnome. I think he's going to be kind of a cute, funky tree. All right, so you get the hang of what I'm doing. I am going to speed it up and maybe cut it completely out, who knows. But I will talk to you later. Okay, so I got this one done. Took forever. I just put on one of my TV shows I had recorded and did this while I was doing it. And we'll finish up the rest of it in a minute. So I started this one. I love this. I think it's called chenille yarn. I absolutely love the way it's looking. So I thought I would just finish up the top real quick so you can see how I do the very last bit, just in case you want to know that. So I've been gluing a little bit more than I thought I was going to, just so that it's staying really close. So I basically have been putting glue all the time. Sometimes when I've done stuff like, oh, look at all the glue strings. When I've done things like this with different types of materials, I'd only have to glue occasionally. But this, I don't know if it's just because of the shape or what. If I didn't glue frequently, it would separate. I've got all kinds of glue. They're good cobwebs. Too bad Halloween's over. I could put them up for cobweb decorations. So I guess I should have done a little bit more. This is taking longer, so don't get bored. Tell me your favorite kinds of TV shows to watch. I love to watch mysteries, so like cop shows and other kinds of mysteries. There's a couple of new ones. What's it called? The Irrational. I kind of like that show. And then there's one called Found. I'm thinking that they are alternative kind of shows, since that, is it the writers' strike in Hollywood has made it so our normal TV shows are not coming back right now. I'm not sure what's going to happen with that. It's gone on forever. I don't keep up with it, so I don't know if it's over now and maybe they're able to start filming, but there have been a couple of new shows coming on that I would assume they found a way to get around that. And of course, it's almost getting time for the cheesy Hallmark movies. They're all the same. I mean, they've got basically the same plot, just different people, maybe a few little changes that are different, but I still like them. They're very uplifting. I like things that are happy, which my cop shows and stuff a lot of times are not. So let me know what you like. My husband, of course, likes sports for the most part. And what's it called? The fishing shows, I can't remember what it's called, in Alaska, the deep sea fishing. And he likes like documentaries. And I get interested in them when he's watching them, but they're not something that I am led to by myself very often. A little bit of glob of glue there. All right, we're almost to the top. By the way, if you are a subscriber, thank you so much. I would love some help growing my channel with, if you can make comments, even if it's just, say hi, or that was nice, or not my style, or whatever. That helps to bring it to the attention of other people. And if you share it, that definitely helps. So if you have helped me that way in the past, thank you so much. I'm trying to, now I'm filming this ahead of time, so I don't know where I'll be at that time, but trying to grow to, my next goal is 500 subscribers. So we'll see when this comes out. Ouch, I just put my wrist right on my glue gun. How close I am to that. I'm at 321 today when I'm filming this. I always film ahead of time because life gets crazy. And I will think I'm doing great, and all of a sudden I'm like, oh my gosh, I don't have a video for today, and I don't have time to film it. So, there's my secret. All right, so I'm at the very top. Oh, there we go. And I'm just going to put a glob of glue right there. Bring it over. I gotta make sure it stays here on the edge. It doesn't matter if it's perfect because I am going to put something here. And I was cleaning up, so there are my scissors. I cannot find the lid to a super glue that I was using a while ago, so I was cleaning up trying to find that. All right, and then I just kind of glue all over my fingers. Just put another little dot right where that end piece is, and with this kind of stuff, you can't even tell. So that's all I do there. Okay, so for this little guy, oh, I forgot one thing, just a second here. Okay, I am just going to put some snowflakes on. I want it to be pretty neutral, so I don't want to put a lot of fancy things on, but I'm just going to put some snowflakes, and I'm going to figure out where I want them, and then I'll take them back off and just put a little bit of glue. Yeah, I think that's it. So they're sticking pretty well, but just to make sure, I'm just going to put a little gob of glue. And I'm not sure if I have more of this size to do the other side. If I do, I'll do that off camera so I don't have to leave and come back again. And then I want to put just a larger one. These I got at the, I'm sure Dollar Tree has them every year. I got them a couple of years ago for a workshop I was doing. And they had several different sizes. So let's see. I think this size will be the good one for here. So I'm going to put one on each side and just try to match them up. Whoop, they're very sticky. There. And then on the bottom, I think I'm going to cut this apart and see how this does. I just want to have a little bit of Christmassy kind of stuff, or wintry kind of stuff, I guess. So I am going to just cut these off of the stem. Yeah. I bet I can do it easier with my scissors. I thought this had wire, but it doesn't. At least not in the part I'm cutting. Oops. This was just something that it was hooked on something a few years ago, and I have a box where I just put all this kind of stuff, and you never know when it's going to come in handy. All right, let's see how that's going to work. I think before I do that, I am going to paint this, and then it won't show up as much, so I will. All right, so I just painted the top part white just so that the brown didn't show up, or the light tan, whatever. And now I am just going to start gluing some of this on here, just every which way. It'll just look like it lost some leaves. So how much do you decorate for Christmas? Do you go all out and you've got something in every single room? Do you concentrate on a couple of rooms? What do you do outside? I'd love to know what you do. When I had kiddos in the house, I did every room. I mean, bathrooms, bedrooms, everywhere. Now, I don't do the downstairs. That's where our bedroom is, just because, you know, nobody really goes down there. Except us to sleep. And it's where my crafting room is. And I just don't have any room to decorate here. My crafting room is full, let me tell you. But I do the kitchen and the bedroom, or I mean the kitchen and the bathroom upstairs. A little bit in my office upstairs, but not a whole lot. But I'll tell you, the rooms that I decorate, they are decorated because I love Christmas and fall. I absolutely love the fall colors. And so I go all out in the fall, and I love Christmas. So those are my two seasons that I do a lot. The rest of the year, sometimes I decorate, sometimes I don't. We have a new grandbaby, so once he's a little older, then I'll probably decorate a lot for all of the holidays, just because the kids really enjoy that. My goodness. So I think I've asked this before, and I haven't gotten anybody giving me any feedback, but do you find that sometimes your glue is stringier? Like, this is just crazy. Is stringier than other times? And what do you think it is? Is it the humidity in the air? I don't know. I mean, I don't think it's temperature, because our basement stays pretty much the same temperature all the time. But I know, like when I was doing my crafting workshops elsewhere, it seems like sometimes the the glue strings were terrible and other times they were not so bad. And it doesn't seem to matter. Like for a while we thought, well, maybe it was because we were using Dollar Tree glue, but it doesn't seem to matter. This is Gorilla Glue that I'm using today. Gorilla Glue sticks, and it's super stringy. Last time I was working, it wasn't too bad. So I don't know. Anybody have any ideas? Anybody scientific out there with some science reasons? Oh boy, I'm hoping I have enough. I have some all white stuff, but it'll look kind of weird if all of a sudden I have a clump of just all white. I've got a few more little pieces on the stem, so maybe I'll have to cut those off and fill in a little bit. Yeah, it's not very full. I'm gonna have to do something else. Okay, we're gonna cut some of these white ones and just put them. Oh, I have a little space heater in. It just got hot. Our downstairs does not have a heat source, except we have hot water heat, and the pipes are all over in the basement. So we get a little bit of heat in the winter from those. Not enough that I would call it warm. So we have space heaters down here. All right, let's see how this does. I might get little acorns or something and put down there. We'll see. I still haven't found all of my Christmas decorating stuff for crafting, so I'll probably add a little bit to this later on, much later, so the video will already be made and scheduled. But I'll probably just maybe put some little acorns down there. We'll see. I'll put it on a shelf and see what it looks like. Goodness, can you see? I don't know if you can see that on the video, but it is just like tons of strings, and they're all bunched up. Crazy. Okay, so there's that little guy. I mean, can you even tell that it was a gnome? I don't think so. All right, so let's do, where'd my other one go? Here he is. Oh, I really like this. If I see more, I can't remember if I got this at Dollar Tree or not. I may have gotten it somewhere else. Oops, here's a few more of these. Let me just glue them in here rather than throw them away. Might as well use them, right? Okay. All right, what I'm going to do on this one, I have some of this. I use it for trim. Ugh, got it all over my fingers. I use it for trim on the gnomes. And it's fuzzy. It's just got, let's see if you can see it. Just a little tiny place of fabric to glue it on. But I am just going to put it on here. I'm not quite sure how. If I want to go just around like this, or yeah, I think that's how I'm going to do it. So I am just going to put a little bit of glue up here and just start by attaching it there. The glue is on my fingernails and it's sticking to things. All right, I'm going to bring it around here and just put a little bit of glue on that fabric. It wants to twist, so you just have to be kind of careful that it doesn't twist, because then you have the fabric showing instead of the fur. Up. Oh, let's see. I think I'm out of glue sticks, so let me grab some from the drawer. I have glue webs all over my glue gun. All right. I think I'm going to put a little bit of glue on this side so that it doesn't slip. Okay. Now this one I didn't show you. It had a little bit of a trunk, so I just did that. Whoops, am I up too high? I did that in some brown yarn, but you didn't have to. I mean, you could just do the whole thing in one color. All right, and then I'm just going to go across the bottom, I think. Up, twist. There we go. Let's turn it over and do it on the bottom there. I didn't watch this side. So this side I am probably not going to be showing anywhere. I don't really have a place in my house where you see both sides of something. But I mean, it doesn't look bad. It just doesn't look as good as the other side. And I will just put a little bit here. And then clip it off. Now I have a snowflake to put up here. You know, I think I like it without. I like it just plain like this. So there we go. So that's the Christmas tree version of my crafting, and I will talk to you next time with the probably, we'll see, gingerbread maybe? Thanks for joining me.